this is where it's gonna catch the sound.
Yeah.
Okay. So
but I mean, you guys can hear me good, no?
Yeah, but
I can hear you now.
For recordings and
For the recording purposes.
For recording purposes, please be seated as Sam Afshapur tries to take off this podcast plane.
Mayo.
Dun, 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 dun. Drum, drum, dun, 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 dun.
Sound good for everybody?
Dun, 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 dun,
Yep.
dun.
Yeah.
Drum, drum, dun, 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 dun. Hello everyone, this is Sam Afshapur. I'm your host of Chimp Talk. I'm here with Tony Salvador from El Salvador, David Stroud from no other than the suburbs of Montreal, Canada.
Hey, what up?
West Island.
All right, guys. So this is it. This is episode 11 for me. Yeah. So I made it clear that not a lot of people are listening to this podcast. So feel free to be yourself.
Yeah.
We're gonna
have
go.
fun with it.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna
Yeah.
go in depth about
wow.
your sexuality, your insecurities, and
Oh.
everything.
Going in deep.
And everything you fear to talk about and the public to know. I'm gonna go there.
And just to know that it's safe and this will never go viral. We're good.
I promise it will go viral.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Carter 5 came out.
Yeah.
Did you guys have time to listen to it?
Yeah. Listening to it on the way
Yeah.
here.
I mean,
Okay.
it's a very long album, so you gotta have the time to listen to it. But I did.
I listened to it too, and I'm surprised. To be honest, I didn't think that Lil Wayne would come out with like a good
Fire.
vibe. Yeah, like,
I'm not that surprised, honestly. I mean, I thought it was good overall. It's like 23 tracks. You think that he would go off and it would get redundant, but not so much. And it's some old feels. It's like nostalgic a little bit, you know.
The beats, the lyrics.
Yeah, the
it's
beats
like
were
early
sick.
2000.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
It made me feel like 2003 all over.
He has
again.
Ashanti on the album.
Yo, that's what I was
that's
saying.
very-
Ashanti,
that's
I'm
very
like, bro,
nostalgic.
she's still here. She's still
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, I didn't want this to get like depressive or anything, but he contemplates suicide on one of the tracks. He's like, "Yo, I found my mama's gun,"
Yeah, that was when he was
That was
12.
when he was 9 years old,
Yeah,
yeah.
or 9 or something.
but he shot himself. I know he accidentally shot himself.
Yeah.
right? But I don't think he was referring to that incident.
No, that's the
No, because he says I grabbed it and I put it to my head and I contemplated it, something like that.
But
So I think that was another incident where it happened.
Oh, it's possible. I didn't catch that. Then I'd have to listen to it again.
Okay,
but
is it me or does he sound sober?
No.
No. Well, I mean, maybe soberer.
Yeah. Maybe he stopped
Maybe
drinking
he's
the lean a bit
yeah,
more,
maybe he's
but
eased up on that, but he's
really not
definitely
sober.
smoking
'Cause
dank all kinds.
I was on his Instagram yesterday,
Yeah.
and he's just he's a picture of him with 2 blunts in his hands.
Okay,
But
no,
just
but
the promotional video for this album, he just like walks you through his whole little setup, his little warehouse pimped out, and he's just lighting a huge blunt. You know?
okay, no, but
So,
what I meant by sober is like off the pharmaceuticals and the lean and that shit.
that type.
That's
of
what I
sober.
meant. Like weed is like
Okay.
We'd get the
Possibly. I
pass.
think so. That's why I meant soberer. So I would agree. I think so. I mean, I think he's had a long time to record this album. You know what I mean? So it's not like he put in all the work in the last year. I mean, when did Carter 4 drop? Like, I think it was like 8 years ago almost. or
7
something.
years ago.
7 years
Came out
ago.
2011.
Exactly.
So this was
So
7
you've
years.
had 7 years to record tracks, and you just couldn't release it for contractual
Yeah, exactly.
conflict. You know what I mean? With Birdman and that whole
yeah.
process there. So you have time to write stuff and think about it and make sure it's at the best. That's why I think he dropped a good album this late in his
Okay.
career.
I'm surprised it's not that many features, knowing nowadays.
Yeah,
So everybody
that too.
has-
And the features that he did have were solid features,
Yeah.
like Kendrick and Travis Scott. And
Yeah, he didn't have Quavo or Migos or any of them, or
Yeah.
I was pretty sure I was gonna walk into like an Offset verse or something.
Yeah, for
or
real,
like 2
yeah.
Chainz, but he didn't have any of those. He had
Yeah, that's true. He did have that
Travis
type.
Scott, and he had Nivea. Who did he have?
You know, Kendrick and then
Kendrick.
Snoop Dogg on one.
Sosa Man. I don't know.
Yeah,
who
I don't know
is.
who that is, but yeah.
But yeah, they were pretty good features for an album. For a
They
big
weren't
release like that.
overwhelming. Even Kendrick came at the end of the song, bro. Like, which usually, is uncommon.
Okay, so it's safe to say it was a good body of work.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think it was
100%.
really good too.
Very good.
Oh yeah. Okay. So did you guys listen to Kill Shot versus Rap Devil? I know it's been like a week and a half since the whole controversy.
I have probably. more than
Yeah, I
him.
heard it. Yeah, I heard Kill Shot twice maybe, and Rap Devil once, and I was like,
Okay.
Got it. I got the gist
I
of it.
got
Okay.
that guy, I got
As
it.
much as I can acknowledge the fact that Eminem kind of took it easy on him, like in Kill Shot, he was just like kind of playing with him. He didn't go like full vulgar and like.
It's like he didn't want, bro. It's like
he didn't want to go in deep. Okay, but I feel like as a record, Rap Devil was better than Kill Shot.
Well, it was
Just
better
record
because
to
just because it has a chorus,
Yeah.
it repeats itself, and what's it? Kill Shot.
yeah, I think it's
Kill
Kill
Shot
Shot is just straight.
It's just a
lyrics.
diss track, you know, it's
4
more old
minutes
school.
of rapping.
And Eminem dissed him on one verse of one song off his new album, along with a long list of people. You know what I mean? So that's him going back to his roots and not really caring who he disses out. That I don't give a fuck M, and then for Machine Gun Kelly to make a whole song out of it, to jump on that wave or on that cloud, as they say, and then
Clout.
Eminem what?
Clout.
What is
Clout?
that?
I
What
thought it
is
was
that?
cloud, bro.
No, Clout. CLOUT.
What
does that mean?
Man. Okay, so
It's
I'm all
just
sorts of confused.
like popularity, like jump, like if you're
Yeah,
going on
get
that cloud,
on the wave, basically.
Yeah, jumping on the wave. Yeah. Basically.
Okay, so that's what it means.
Clout.
Yeah,
Where
clout.
does that come from?
I don't know. It's a real.
It's
word.
a slang.
Oh,
no?
for real? It's a real word?
It's a real word. I could Google it.
Yeah, shit. Please do. We'll be back with the definition of clout. But no, all that to say is that Machine Gun Kelly, he took advantage of that wave. He had a good song too in Rap Devil. Like it was pretty ingenious, but
Yeah. Influence of power.
influence of power. Nice. I like that word. Clout.
It's a real word.
So yeah.
I feel like I'm not a Machine Gun Kelly fan. I don't listen to his music, but yeah, like I liked how he stood his ground in a way, like with that song.
See, so yeah.
Personally,
Me personally, I am a Machine Gun Kelly fan, or at least I was in his earlier stuff. Like I've seen him perform here in Montreal at Olympia. He was sick, sick performer, rock star. But at the end of the day, man, it's just M dissing somebody and somebody replying.
Yeah.
But-
A long list of all the people that he's dissed and that he went back and forth with. He was just bored, I
This
think.
ends up being better for Machine Gun Kelly than it is for Eminem. Eminem
It
is just
is.
gonna what? He's gonna get like a little. Like, he's
Well,
already
it's
big.
gonna help him a little bit too, because they're gonna talk about him and his album a little bit longer.
Yeah, but Machine Gun Kelly's gonna have that always. Oh, I had a beef with
I had to-
Eminem, and he didn't like. It's
I
not
had to
like,
give you a career to destroy it.
Yeah.
That's what Eminem said in his track. I mean,
I have another question for you guys. Okay,
Yes,
do you
go.
feel like having beef and controversy with somebody is the only way to hype up whatever you're trying to sell online these days? Like whether it comes for an album or a
Well, it
book,
helps.
it
or
helps them.
It helps to have.
everybody's doing it.
Look at Kanye right now. He has an album dropping today, and yesterday he was wearing that "Make America Great" hat, and he's wearing a Colin Kaepernick sweatshirt. It's like, you're obviously people are gonna talk about it. So, and he
great.
has an album
Did he
coming
actually
out.
do that?
Yeah, he actually
That's
did that.
No way.
Yeah,
That's so
and
funny.
he explained how he wore the hat, and he changed. By him wearing it, it's bending and stopping racism. I don't know, something like that.
Oh
but
man's out of here.
Yeah,
But he's just controversial. I mean, it helps, bro, to be controversial and people talk about you. But I think when you're a certain level, like I would have listened to Eminem's album regardless if he had a beef with Machine Gun.
Because I feel like the whole beef thing became popular after Drake took out Meek Mill, and then like everybody started like beefing. Like
beef has
Bro,
been there
beef,
for all.
yo.
No, it's always been there, but I feel like to want to like sell your stuff, or well, I guess Meek Mill didn't benefit from that beef. He really didn't. I think if anything, he lost sales.
But now
in terms
look
of,
at
like,
him now. He's going
people
backward.
love
He has
him
like
now.
everybody has a huge respect for him. Jay-Z. What's his?
because of his court case where he was like accused of something that he didn't
Yeah.
do, and he
Bro, the whole
almost,
city of Philadelphia, they love him over there too.
Yeah.
Like
Everybody loves him.
Yeah. He's all right, man. I just, honestly, it's because people shy away too much from the art and the music itself. You know what I mean? Like, I've been a fan of this genre of music forever. So when I see an artist that I like, or I see him growing up, or you see him evolve, no matter what he's going to put out, I'm going to listen to. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Logic just dropped a new album, too. I've known Logic since his first mixtape days, where he doesn't sound at all like how he sounds now. Same thing with J. Cole, same thing with Kendrick Lamar, that they all started off with, like, mixtape and small things. Now, when they drop an album, are you going to listen to J. Cole's album when he drops one?
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to it for
100%.
sure.
It doesn't matter if he's dissing or if he's beefing with someone. Me personally, but when it comes to these little this and little that, I'm not gonna, you know what I mean, go into in depth. But when you're just a fraction of a trend, or like in time and what's popping, obviously you're gonna beef with people and try to get more views here and that, or on Instagram you're gonna flash, you're gonna do this, 100%.
But look at the Travis Scott and Nicki Minaj beef or whatever they had,
Yeah. I
didn't
or
even know
she
they
had
had-
that.
she created that for herself.
Yeah, because her album wasn't selling
It
or
wasn't
whatever.
selling.
She got
Yeah.
mad because she was number 2, but Travis never answered, never said anything about it. She just kept quiet,
But
which
then,
is the
yeah.
best thing to do because it just pisses her off even more. And then he got his album is platinum now, and hers isn't. You know, so
Yeah. Well, bro, at the end of the day, it's also Nicki Minaj versus Travis Scott. You know,
yeah.
like.
But Nicki was big before, like
You know, she
She
was
was
very
big.
big, but she was
She
very
was.
big on the radio. Like, she was very pop, very
she was mainstream,
mainstream.
but now she
And a
is
lot
like-
of people, that's a problem with the mainstream. It's such a hollow bubble or entity, bro. Like you scratch the surface and there's no skill really. It's the same vibrations, the same
Well, it's because
content, the same cheap stuff, right? You like in my personal opinion. So, and you have a guy like Travis Scott who does his own beats, who masters stuff. I always have more respect personally for people who could do that and understand that whole culture and the whole, you know.
But look at Logic, for instance. Okay, he's like a talented dude. Like I just listen. I'm not a fan of his, but I listened to his new album a bit, and you can see he's very talented. He's a lyricist. You know, he could put words together like crazy, but he's not mainstream. He's just known in the hip hop and rap industry.
Well, no, he's mainstream. He had the
He had a few
Suicide song there that was playing on the radio all the time, and he had what
the
other
1-800
song?
song, yeah.
I don't see him as mainstream. I don't think a lot of people know Logic.
No, he's pretty mainstream now.
He's no,
I know he's making millions. He's caking.
but he's on the cusp. You know what I mean? Like you, if you go by followers on Instagram, like he doesn't have more than like 6 or 7 million followers or whatnot. You know
That's
what
a
I mean?
lot.
Yeah,
but it's still a lot. But you look at people like Nicki Minaj. How many followers is she gonna have?
I don't know, but we could check it out now.
Yeah, it's probably a
let's
lot.
check it out.
But yeah, go for
Do
it.
you think Nicki has more?
100%? She has more.
I see Nicki
for
Minaj
sure
is
she has more.
probably,
But she has more
9
followers than
million.
Travis Scott.
Very possible.
I
Nicki
think
Minaj.
she-
Oh shit. Okay, yeah. Wait, I was way wrong. She has 92.5 million.
There you go.
Wait, and Travis Scott has less than that
Logic,
for
let's
sure.
check how much Logic
There's
has.
Logic first.
Logic 6 million. Oh, right on the.
This is what I'm saying. So
Travis.
So, yes.
12 million. Yeah.
Oh shit! Yo, Nicki Minaj is huge online.
So exactly, she's very huge. But what was my point was, he has a few mainstream songs, but he's more in the rap hip hop.
I feel like the issue with Nicki Minaj, like Tony said a while ago, he's like, she sounds angry, and you
Yeah.
don't want to listen to angry music all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Like somebody who's pissed off and like yelling at the mic like all the time. I feel like it's like
It's like she
It's
never
aggressive.
she never outgrew. That's the problem. It's like all the artists grow, and you could listen to. I could show you a song
a
from
good
her new
point.
album, and I could show you a song from her old album, and I'll ask you which album is it from, and you wouldn't know because it could be the same.
it's the same thing, and they
And
repeat the same thing.
exactly.
They don't try different things, you know.
A lot of people like
A lot of-
grow, and she doesn't grow, and it's people are tired of listening to that. And plus, there's Cardi B now, who
Yeah, it's a 2.0 version.
Yeah.
Cardi
So,
B and it's her and she's like
it's the new her, bro. That's it.
she's like I don't know how to explain it, how to
She's-
describe
I don't
it.
know,
she's
she's-
jealous because she's
she's
losing her
funnier.
fame.
No, but
she's-
she's funny. Yeah,
she looks happy of life, and Nicki Minaj always looks like she's mad at everybody. Like
She's older too, bro. Give Cardi B a few
But Cardi B
years.
looked bad when she tried to scrap with Nicki Minaj at,
Yeah,
at
yeah,
that
that's
event
true,
there.
that's true.
That didn't make her look good. If I was Cardi B, I just wouldn't do anything. Like, you're
Yeah.
winning.
Bro, because Nicki, look, is way bigger, you know? It's way bigger. You probably check her net worth, it's huge.
well, yeah, of course.
You know, for the longest time, it was her and Drake for Young Money, bro. That's how Lil Wayne and Birdman were making their money. It was certainly not with Gutta Gutta and
Okay.
a little twist, you know? No. Yeah, is that his name?
Yeah.
I want to talk about Russ.
Yeah.
He obviously came out with a new album, and I liked the new album. I don't know about you guys. Did you guys have time to listen to it?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't listen to Russ, so I didn't
At
listen
all?
to it.
Okay,
No.
but anyways, so
like I'm not a fan of him, so it's not. I wouldn't give it a try. It's just I heard he dropped the album, and I just didn't really
you
want to
weren't
listen to
interested
it.
while
Yeah.
that much. I listened to it.
right, and
Yeah,
I thought it was good. I think a lot of people don't like him because he sounds arrogant and he ego trips on a couple of songs, you know, because he does. He produces, mix masters, engineers his own music, and like he brags about it, and
Yeah.
he's a very braggadocious, and like I guess some people don't like
He's
that.
he's very cocky,
Yeah,
but like it's confidence, you know what I mean? At the same time, I get it's too much, but like you have to be that way. It's better to be in his position than to be on the receiving end of whatever he's putting out. You know what I mean? Especially if you're in the rap game, I find.
What do you mean being in the receiving end?
So like when he comes, is like I mix, master, engineer, produce, blah blah blah. I drop hits, I make money, and then when you see him making the Forbes list this year with almost 15 million in his pocket off of touring internationally, and you see him everywhere he goes, and he does every song that he does produce goes almost viral or it has a crazy following. It's you see everything that he's done. It's like McGregor when he talks shit and then he backs it up in a fight.
right.
Russell talk mad shit, but then he'll back it up with numbers, and he's just one step ahead of everyone, it seems. You know, nowadays where it's people, it's like there's no creativity. He's finding a way to sort of go around that. So for me, I like him in the sense where he's different, and he just seems like he understands it. He's going in the waves of the J. Coles and the Kendricks and the, you know.
Okay, so he had an interview with Breakfast Club and this other radio host.
But he is cocky as fuck. Sorry.
Yeah, he is cocky as fuck. But and then he talks about his haters and why he's hated and everything. And then he talked about an event where he apparently he jumped a podcaster called Adam 22.
Yeah, Adam 22. Yeah.
He jumped a podcaster called Adam 22, and then Adam 22 just came out with a video saying that like it was a bitch move from Russ, like one-on-one he wouldn't be able to like handle himself.
Because first of all, it wasn't Russ who jumped him; it was Russ's
voice.
Bodyguard or something. And then the Adam 22, apparently he was getting, I don't know why he said that, but he was getting his nails.
Yeah,
done.
I don't know who.
I was getting a manicure or some shit, and then a guy just came and punched him, and then he left. And then he saw a video of Russ bragging about it, saying he could get it how Adam 22 No Jumper got it. And then he clicked and he's like, oh, well, this happened a couple months ago and I got I got punched or jumped or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a...
So what,
okay, this is my question to you. If somebody's online, okay, let's say you're an artist and you things are going well for you. Obviously, when you're getting a lot of traffic and a lot of eyeballs at you, there's some people that are not going to like you and they're going to talk badly about you or poorly about you. Is it a bitch move for you to send like your friends, quote unquote, to like jump a guy or like to beat him up? Because Russ was talking about like, oh, that guy's gonna find out what time it is, as in like he was saying like,
it's kind of a I find it's a bitch move.
I mean, yes, in theory, but bro, when you're that big, are you gonna go put yourself? It's like the king doesn't necessarily always put himself.
Okay, wait. Did you hear?
That's exactly what Russ said.
Did you hear that? Is that what he said?
He's like the king doesn't get his hands dirty or some shit
Is that
like
what he
that.
said? Yeah.
He said
Okay,
something.
that's the way I look at it. I guess
really
I agree
do
with
listen
that.
to Russ.
That's jokes. No, I had no idea. But no,
he
think
said
about
that.
it. When you got that much money, bro, and that much power and that much attention,
I just wouldn't care, to be honest.
bro, you can't go and beat up everyone that you want to beat up, bro,
Yeah.
and have it on camera.
Right.
Bro, you're gonna end up like someone, some dude
And
in
maybe-
jail. Like
okay,
you're gonna be like one of those rappers who go to jail for like aggravated assault or
Right.
for frustration. Bro,
Right.
have somebody else do it.
Right.
Kidding me? You have the money for it.
I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't
I
care.
wouldn't
to
do
be
it
honest.
either, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying if you really feel like you must do that and intimidate other people and get people beat up.
But the
do it.
problem is with the Russ, the whole thing that it makes it look like it's like a bitch move or whatever.
Yeah.
It's that he always talks about how, how good he is, everything all about this. And it's
Yeah.
like, so you do everything by yourself. You do everything by yourself, but you can't do your one thing that you're gonna.
Well, bro, he's like 5'6", no?
Didn't he?
He get his ass kicked.
Wasn't he there when they jumped that little guy, the other guy?
Smoke Perp?
Smoke
Yeah,
Perp.
Smoke Perp. Who
Yeah.
smoked Perp and what was his beef with
Who
Russ?
cares about
I don't know. Apparently, they talked about Russ's sister or something.
He dissed Russ's sister.
Oh
or
no,
was
he
running,
has
bro.
Russ's sister as a profile pic.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Something like that.
And it
then-
pissed him off. So
Yeah,
He
he
got
pissed him
jumped coming out of the bathroom and by a few guys. It didn't even look that bad, bro. And then they went and talked about it on the social media, and what was that? It's pretty much history. It was like 2 weeks ago's news,
Yeah, exactly. Nobody cares.
Nobody
happened
really
like that,
cares. Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy online, man. Like you gotta watch what you say, because I feel like a lot of these artists, like they pretend like they don't hear the noise, like all the hate towards them. But I feel like you are Googling your name at one point. You know what I mean? When you get home, you're like, you know what? Let me Google my name, and then boom, you
Shouldn't,
see,
but-
like, yeah, you shouldn't.
I don't know how. To what extent?
But
maybe once or twice or a few times when you're.
But-
I've
when
googled
you're
my
bo-
name
when
just to
you're
see if
photo-
I'm on the internet.
Yeah,
but
I have
there's
also.
nothing there. But
I
imagine
have
if
also.
you're famous.
There's not much. It's just like my LinkedIn account or like my Facebook.
At least you're there.
Yeah. But yeah, it's crazy. But I think that's what differentiates like stars from like guys that are like people that are on the come up. Like take for like Jay-Z and Beyonce, for instance. Okay, they'll never reply to a fan's hate or
Yeah, but it's Jay-Z
yeah,
and
but
Beyonce.
those are big stars. But Nicki Minaj should carry herself in a way that shows that she's amongst the big stars and
She
not
doesn't.
deal with all the little bullshit that's like thrown at her. You know what I mean? And like to like go on a rant on Twitter and whatnot. Yeah, I feel like she degraded her.
I'm sure if someone does Jay-Z and he was relevant enough, he might have
But
a subliminal diss. He does the subliminal disses when he raps. Does he even rap anymore?
Well,
I don't
he
know.
had the Carters that came out a couple months ago, maybe.
Oh yeah, he did a joint
He dropped
album
an
with his.
a couple months ago.
The Carters. It was only him and Beyonce.
Yeah.
And it did huge. They did like a
Really?
world tour, sold
But
out.
wait,
like
was that only selling
Yeah.
on their app?
no, it's on Spotify and
Oh,
everything.
is it?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I'll give that a listen. Though,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Yeah, they have a song.
Is
that
there any
was-
songs that is just Jay-Z without Beyonce?
Nah.
I can't stand her, bro.
No, but they have
Honestly, I don't
a
know why I
song.
can't.
What's it called? Anyways, they have a song produced by like Pharrell that was made for Quavo. Quavo rapped the whole song or whatever, and they took it, referenced it, and they just made it their track. So it sounds like a Migos track, but it's Beyonce and Jay-Z. You actually hear right before Jay-Z starts his verse, you hear Offset. Just you hear his name say it. It's a good track though.
Wait, they stole the track?
No, they didn't. No, it's
They
like
referenced it.
they referenced it. So like I make a track and then like most pop stars make
You
a
reference
song
it, and
like
then
that.
the other one gets a percentage or a cut of
Yeah,
whatever
it's
the
like
success is.
the song there of what's it called?
Okay.
Umbrella of Rihanna. The Dream wrote it, but then he sang the song and
Okay.
everything, and then he gives it to like Rihanna, and then she listens to it and she just copies it. It's the same thing.
Oh, okay, I see.
But yeah, it's a banger.
Okay, yeah. So now I want to know: do you feel like it's a good time for content or a bad time for content? Just because like there's such an abundance of music and such an abundance of videos online, and like with all of this happening, it's so hard to get like eyeballs on you. And like we saw this with like the UFC, it's hard for them to do numbers. So you have McGregor acting out and like pretending like he wants to jump Khabib. Well, not pretending, like really going at him to, like. I feel like controversy and beef is such a driving force in this day because it's so hard to get to do the numbers. So do you think that if you're a content creator, is it a good time for you or a bad time for you? Because you obviously have all these platforms, so you could like publish your shit all over the place. But to do the big numbers,
You have to get yourself noticed somehow.
You have to get something
You have
viral.
to, bro.
you have to go viral.
Because how
But then,
else, like, unless you truly have a skill, something unique, something that you're good at, then you have to get yourself noticed somehow, bro.
But it is a good.
It's more about like I feel like you have to have a culture to whatever you're bringing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not just something like a one idea or one cool video. You know what I mean? You have to have a whole general idea and vibe and culture direction to what you're like a movement almost.
Well,
or
it's
You know
purpose
what I mean?
rather.
It's like
I find it to be truly noticed, but
It's like 6ix9ine. Like if he didn't have all the tattoos on his face and had all the multicolored hair and all
Yeah.
that stuff, you wouldn't listen to him. You'd be like, it's just another guy who's rapping, who's screaming. But just because he has his hair all crazy and he does all these weird videos and he screams all the time, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna check him out because he pops out.
Yeah.
But that's why all these guys are getting their tattoos on their faces and
yeah, because
more.
it makes you look original.
But they're not original at all.
Yeah,
you
they're
know?
not original anymore because everybody's doing it now.
Yeah.
But that's what I feel like is lacking in the case of like Logic. Like I don't think he's like that original. Like
bro, so that's the thing.
He's talented.
Like, have you listened to?
He's crazy
Have you
talented.
listened to all his projects?
No, but I should listen to
Okay,
it.
No, but he has a couple. He has a good
yeah.
albums.
He has-
So for you to say that he lacks content is
no.
unfair because you lack content on Logic. No offense. Once you'll see all of his projects from beginning to finish, and in particular my favorite album, The Incredible True Story, which is his second debut
That's
album.
the one where the Red album, huh?
No, it's the one where they're in a spaceship pretty much.
Yeah,
Him and his
that
crew.
one. That one's a good album. That's a
so
good
that
album.
album brings you through his like, it's just crazy. It's like a movie, bro. The way that they directed, and he has a whole movement starting from way back. So listen to the album and then come and tell me where he lacks creativity. Because
not lacking creativity.
Or
I just feel
content because he speaks about way more positive things than most of the things that are out there now. You know what I mean? So we always like to complain, us as a society, how there's negative things here all the time, all around us. All I see is these bad influences. If it's the drugs, the alcohol, the sex, the this and that. And then when somebody who's positive comes along with a positive message, he's so quick to get like shut out and shit on and be, oh, yo, that shit's whack, that shit's whack. So if you've ever dealt with anxiety, depression, stress, any of these things, suicidal thoughts, this is an artist that will touch on that, but won't dwell on it too much. And at the same time has that throwback hip hop raw style for those who like that too. You know what I mean? It's different. It's different in a good way. So that's why I like Logic so much, you know?
Yeah.
It's just that's the whole movement vibe that he has. If you listen to J. Cole, bro, it's a similar thing. And you see him evolve, and you see him preaching about meditation or just like being faithful, or I don't know, all these good values that he talks about, being real and just having a skill, you know what I mean? And being with the people you love, blah, blah, whatever message that could be, you know? It's positive, it's different. And he has a skill.
But controversy nowadays doesn't attract people.
Controversy is what attracts people.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's what I want to say. Yeah.
So that's why it's easy. It's
yeah,
for
like
the
you
click.
said, look at J.
It's
Cole.
clickbait.
When he's not making an album, what is he doing?
No
I don't
one
know.
knows.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I was checking something today on Billboard that he said, he's like, I know that I'm a A-list, like I'm a celebrity. I know that, but I'm just a regular guy, you know? Like when
J.
he's
Cole?
yeah, he said that. What does he do? He's never featured on barely any features on
Barely,
albums,
yeah.
but he's always just doing him.
And he has no features on his
he's
album.
married.
Yeah, apparently,
Nobody
yeah.
knows about it. He
has his kid.
He has a kid. I mean, you don't even know where he lives. You know, he's just being a regular guy, and he had a good opportunity. But nowadays, you have to like just do something stupid, and people have to see you, and they're gonna be like, oh, well.
But that's the thing. J. Cole's built himself a fan base and a
Yeah.
following that is so like to the core. Same thing with the Logic. That's why like if you say, oh, how come he's making this many numbers? I don't really know of him. I don't think his skill is that crazy, bro. You have like these like a specific type of fan
demographic
of people who've been following you. And if you see the tendencies with the J. Coles, the Kendricks, the Logics, like, you know, that extend a little bit further, the Big Sean's there, you know what I mean? Like, it's a specific style.
But like these
Very
guys,
specific fan.
these guys are gonna like.
So, sorry, go ahead.
These guys are gonna last. You know,
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying.
like you could say like, yeah, J. Cole, Kendrick, Drake, obviously. Like these
Yeah.
guys are gonna be big, you know, we're gonna know them for a long time. Nobody's gonna know who Lil Xan is. Nobody's gonna know who what's his name? Trippie Redd or all the Lil Skies, all these guys. You know, you're not really gonna know who they are.
That's what J. Cole touched about too in his last album. And that's the thing with, it's like he'll drop an album out of nowhere and he's gonna go like platinum.
Yeah. But like
you haven't heard from him in 2 years.
it's because these people have like substance. The young people don't have anything. They know that you make a trap song, you're gonna just scream about doing mollies in the studio and how you have all these bitches, and then it's gonna be a good song. It's gonna be a 2-month song, and then
their album has like 8 tracks. You know.
Yeah. Look at the guy who sings the song there, I'm in love with the Coco.
Oh yeah, One Hit Wonder. Who is this?
Yeah,
guy?
like or the song there, Rolly with the Dabba Ranch or whatever. They had one song, and then Lil Uzi Vert,
true.
you know, he has one song.
Oh, it's true.
And then he just dropped
All
a new
these
song
guys.
recently, but it's never gonna be as big as.
And it's not enough dropping songs. That's it. They lack content.
Yeah.
They lack content, substance,
and originality. They try to like be original by getting all these tattoos on
But
their face,
nowadays,
but they're not.
that's it. It's too easy, bro. Like your mind with all these social medias, it's like you want a quick fix of like whatever, like a little stimulus of something stupid or this and that. So people don't have time. I feel like people are very ignorant, so they don't have time to listen to something that has more content.
Yeah, you
They
don't
can't.
have to.
They can't understand it, or they don't want to. In both cases, it's fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like for content creators, you just have to just focus on trying to put out a good body of work.
Just focus. You have to focus on like what you want to do, and then if people are always gonna catch on to it, that's how.
Yeah.
Well, I assume that people are always gonna. It's like that, you know. If you're gonna do like people who make music, you make music for yourself. You're gonna do it for yourself. If other people like it, that's cool.
That's a good point.
You can't make it for like. For people, because then you're not gonna be thinking about you want to do. You're gonna be doing what other people want, and then
That's a very good point.
It's a good point because every time I did something where my intentions were in the wrong place, you fall flat on your face.
Yeah.
Like I noticed it, like I didn't notice while I was doing it, but I was like doing it to get attention.
Yeah.
Or I was doing it to get like validation, or I was doing it for the wrong reasons. I always fall flat on my face. But every time I do it for myself, like for instance, like in my own journey in life, like I was just doing videos for myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a little as a passion project. And then boom, I became a video editor because I was doing it for myself and I was doing it as a hobby because I loved to do it. You know what I mean? So it's true that you just keep focusing on your craft and you do it for yourself and your intentions are in the right place, then it could come to fruition.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean?
That's it. You could see the people who are smart and who really do things out of their heart, you know, like with their creativity, and they say fuck what everybody else thinks. I'm gonna do my art, I'm gonna express myself, and they get good at it, they master their craft, they'll last. They'll last. It's the people who will do something for other people. It's like back to what you guys are saying. If you do it for somebody else, yeah, you can be popular for a little while, but then that's gonna run out.
You know what's wrong now too?
You're gonna run out of gas.
Like musicians and stuff, like rappers. A lot of rappers do that. Is they don't have. They're gonna drop an album. Let's say they drop an album today. On Monday, they're gonna be announcing. I don't know, my next album coming out in 2 months. So you're not even letting fans enjoy what you just dropped. You're already announcing something else. So you're like, okay, well, how much thought did you put into making this? And if you're already announcing something, this was nothing for you, doesn't mean anything. But then you're gonna see like Kendrick drops an album out of nowhere, goes on tour for 2 years, doesn't drop anything. You're gonna hear a little verse here and there. But then you're like, okay, so he's been working on something, you know? And then when he comes it out, you're gonna see it's like worked on hard and stuff like that. Like Young Thug dropped On The Run last Friday, and then yesterday he announces the Barter 7, which is like a mixtape. So you're like, how are you already announcing an album when you just dropped? Like at least let people sit on it, enjoy it. You have Elton John on it, you know, push that. Like push it for a couple of months. Like, or how Post Malone drops his album and then he drags it. Congratulations.
For like
dragged it
for like 2 years.
Yeah, and then he drops another album and then he's just riding on his wave.
Bro, he's riding on his wave hard. Now like I think Better Now is like one of the most trending songs. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, that's a great song.
Yeah. But people don't do that anymore.
I didn't even like his second album all that much compared to the first one. I don't know. I mean, it took time to grow on me, but the second one, but the first one was a classic. That's why I was going to go and say, I was going to go back to what you're saying. People, they drop content often. That's why people don't stay on their wave or get their vibe and what they're trying to put out. But often I like artists' first albums. Like that's like that in a lot of cases. People, their first work of art is like when they were hungry, when they put in a lot of work, you know, and they really boom, and then or first or second, you know, the early stages of careers is like.
But your first album is almost always the best one. It's because you don't have a time limit of when you're gonna make it. You're making an album for you first of all, and then you're like, okay, well, this is my first album, and you're gonna do everything, you know. And then when you drop your first album and it's like, I don't know, it's like amazing and everybody wants more. Then it's when people are pushing you. Okay, well, we want more. We want more. Now. And then you have 2 years to make an album when the other album, it took you your whole life. Like, let's say you're 25, it took you 25 years to make that album. Now you need to make another album in 2 years. It's rushing. So that's why a lot of people for their second album is always a little bit worse. And then third one, it goes better because now you know how to make it, you know?
True.
Okay, I have another question for you guys. This is a little bit more personal. So what would the ideal David Stroud and Tony Salvador be doing right now? If you could paint a picture of your ideal self, what would it be doing?
What do you mean?
Like
very broad question.
Job or what?
Like right now, like at this moment,
like right
or
today, like not
like
doing
something
this
realistic.
Podcast, that's for sure. I swear, just dropped the F-bomb.
Dude, I had the weirdest dream ever. The other day, I had a really gay dream.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
shit.
I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there because I just feel like I should put it out in the world. But okay, so this is what happened. So I was dreaming that I had sleep paralysis.
Oh.
So I had a dream. I had sleep paralysis. And
you had sleep paralysis in your dream?
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Who raped you, Sam?
Or
who raped you, Sam? Tell me.
Or I had sleep paralysis. I don't remember. It's like foggy in my mind.
I've had that before. You probably had sleep paralysis. Could you move?
This is what happened. During my sleep paralysis, my dick was really, really hard. Okay, like it was like raging boner, hidden dragon, you know, like no kidding, but just like a raging boner.
Go on.
You guys know what I'm talking about.
Anyways, yeah, we've all been there.
One of my roommates that I won't mention here, that I can write on a piece of paper and show you because you guys know him, was trying to play with my dick. And
this is in your dream.
Yeah, this is in my dream.
Okay. Just to be clear, this never happened.
This never happened
in reality. It happened in my dream. So my dick is hard, and I can feel him trying to big spoon me. And he's like creeping on me. It was the scariest shit ever. And I'm like, yo, if this man's if he grabs my dick, I'm like officially gay. You know what I mean?
So you're fighting for your dick.
So I had sleep paralysis, and I'm trying to move, and I couldn't move, bro. And I was tripping, and I'm like, yo, he's gonna touch it. Like he got like closer to my dick, and then I like
snapped out of it.
Yeah, it felt like I could feel being stuck in my sleep paralysis. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I finally like shook it off, and I woke up.
Yeah.
Usually it's like demons and people following you. I've never heard about gay experience sleep paralysis.
Me, it was a gay experience, and I was like, what the fuck? My heart was beating, and then the next day I was like, do I tell them? Do I not tell them? Do I keep it to myself?
Damn.
And then now 24 people know. So
No,
Well, yeah, exactly, but-
no, all your friends are gonna ask you.
Not
"Yo,
only
was
that-
it me, Sam? I'm sorry.
Not only that, but I actually told him, I'm like, yo, dude, you tried to rape me. And then he said something along the, he like laughed. He's like, yeah, I did rape you. What are you talking about?
In your dream or outside?
No,
your
I'm
dream?
not outside my dream. The next day I told him, I'm like, yo, dude, I had a dream like you almost fucking raped me.
Oh, you told him?
I told him, I had to tell him because I wasn't gonna keep it in my mind and be like, yo, like,
What the?
it's like a skill. I had to,
Yo,
I had to get
that's
it out of my
crazy.
chest.
Yeah,
I had
no,
to get
good
it out
for
of my
you.
chest.
Yeah, what was his reaction?
He was just like, yeah, I should have raped you or something like that, and like laughed.
Oh, that's
off.
jokes. He probably thought you were just messing with him.
Yeah.
Anyways,
that's
moving
pretty
on,
funny.
but like sleep paralysis is definitely like
A real thing.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
happened to me before too, and like you said, it was like a little bit like demons. I was just sleeping in a bed, and bro, I just couldn't move, and it's like there's like weird little vibe, like a spirit. Like it's just like the room was getting darker, so it was like a darkness or something or coming to grab me, bro. And I was just like on the side, like. And I remember like flexing hard. It's like if I woke up in my dream, it was like a lucid bad dream. I was like there, I knew I was in it, and I couldn't snap. And I was trying to like get a hold of like the person that was beside me, just like to try to like wake me up. I'm like calling for help, and then bro, I like snapped out of it, and I like woke up, and I was like tripping, you know.
But like in a
It was
weird
nuts.
way, I like sleep paralysis because it puts me in an
You're-
uncomfortable position, and like
I knew you were gonna say.
yeah,
that.
it's just so weird, and it's like being
It's a crazy
stuck
vibe,
and
for sure.
not being able to move, and you're like your mind is racing, and you're like, well, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. It's just, and then you're like, okay, but I know it's not real. You know, I know it's your body. It's just the adrenaline of tripping. I like that.
Yeah.
But I know that Tony he likes a lot of freaky stuff though. That's for sure though. I don't know how expressive he wants to be, but
It's all right.
you want to talk about your freaky side?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Sounds like something. Yo, you want to talk about your freaky side? Go ahead, tell the world, bro. Shit. No, but yeah, sweet dream paralysis. I had a hard time. I was gonna say sweet paralysis because Tony likes it so much.
Sweet paralysis.
So I'd be like, "Yo, guys, I had sweet paralysis last
Everyone's
night." I'm
like,
like,
"What?"
"Oh shit, what happened, bro?" He's like, "Yo, crazy. I got
demon.
stabbed, bro," and I was just like, "Yo, checking it out first time."
Okay. Random question: Is the Me Too movement working?
Oh my god, why are you bringing this up again?
Oh, we're going.
Yeah, it's working. It is
Is it?
working.
Working.
But it's
What's it working for?
No, but are guys like being more self-aware of their behavior towards women? I
yeah,
think
yeah.
yes.
In that way, it's. I don't know how many. To be honest, my group of friends, our group of friends, I find us like very like respectful, and we're very like we're not respectful towards each other, but like with other people, we're very respectful, and we're more what's it called? Aware, yeah, of stuff like that, like what's going on in the world, and we know like stuff like that. But obviously, there's people that don't know that.
Yeah.
But at least it's helping people that had experiences like that be able to come out, and but the thing is, like a lot of them just. It's like a witch hunt now, It's like, oh, did this person actually do this?
But bro, I know a lot of I don't know a lot of people. I know some people where it's something like that's happened to them and they haven't expressed themselves.
Yeah, me too.
On,
like
on
there's
social media, like, and I'm not saying they should. They're just not comfortable saying that to everyone, and like maybe it'll make them feel better, but maybe as well it won't make them feel better saying something. Like, yeah, if you could stop a person from doing that, I get it. I guess it's good in the sense where you could just sort of like if you truly pinpoint and who did what to you could sort of
but
expose them.
Put yourself in these people's.
Do you need to tell the whole world, or is telling your good friend or your family is enough?
No, but I mean, like if you want like justice, to
yeah,
that person.
if you know the person, sure.
But like but
how many of the hashtag #MeToos had like it was somebody telling on somebody? You know what I mean? Like, oh, this person did that to me, and I think it's wrong, and blah blah blah, and really exposing him. There's been a few, yes, 100%. There's been one in the West Island as well, like not too long ago. But if you're like
the tattoo guy,
but he was but he was like a pedophile.
It was weird, yeah. He was fucked up.
He was a pedophile.
And see,
he was harassing all the girls that came to get tattoos. No.
Yeah, bro. And some of them he would refuse payment, and just like he would refuse payment and be like, "Yo, you have to like give me a head or something."
Right.
It's weird.
He's a weird dude.
He's in jail.
That dude tattooed this thing on me.
No way.
Yeah, I went with my
me too.
girlfriend at the time.
This tattoo is his.
Yeah, he's a weirdo.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah,
but
I did not like it.
But did that post even have a hashtag #MeToo on it?
No, him was more like it helped come out.
Yeah, 100%.
But like that girl there who.
Which one?
The girl there who what's her name? The Italian girl who outed Harvey
Weinstein.
Weinstein.
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
like now she has her own.
She has a case. She
Has
catch a case
yeah,
too.
because she
Bro.
slept with an underage guy.
Oh, she
kid.
caught a case.
And she gave him money
Yeah.
to keep it on the low
And
low.
she said because she was dating Anthony Bourdain, and then it happened like this case came out like a couple,
Wow.
maybe like 2 weeks after, 3 weeks after he
Yeah.
died, and then she was not blaming him, but she said, "Oh well, he spoke with him and he gave money to the kid like that. He would stop harassing me." But then now you're switching.
The story.
You're
Wait,
switching-
that doesn't make sense to me. Okay, wait. She used to date Anthony Bourdain,
Yeah,
and she said Anthony Bourdain said what to her?
No, when Anthony Bourdain died, she said to the media that it was Anthony Bourdain who dealt with that underage guy that she was
who
sleeping
paid
with.
off the underage guy
Paid
because
off the underage
apparently
guy said it wasn't me. I didn't have my hands dirty. It was somebody else. So she was trying to switch
apparently
the story
because
up.
she said
So-
she didn't have any sexual relations with the kid or whatever, and then a picture ended up coming out. She said,
and
"Oh, he
they're
only
banned.
he was harassing me for money or whatever." So Anthony Bourdain paid him to stop. But then he's like, "Why would you pay someone to stop if you didn't do anything wrong?" And then the picture came out of them together in bed, and he was like,
How's her picture that, bro?
well, he probably took a
Pictures of
picture,
everything.
you know.
Took a
Crazy.
picture, but I don't know
No,
why
oh,
did he
like
play the
so?
victim? Like
Then exactly, she played the victim. Then she's like doing the whole thing that she didn't want. That like she's victim blaming, you know, saying like, "Oh well, he like I don't know, he lied to me, like he influenced me, or he manipulated me to do stuff like that, you know." But then you're
The
like,
young
okay,
guy,
so
the
you're
underage guy.
the underage guy. So
How's
you're
that an
saying,
excuse?
So you're saying, how's that possible that a guy like a younger guy manipulated you, but Harvey Weinstein didn't manipulate you, you know, like your victim.
Yeah, how did you not manipulate?
Exactly.
Harvey
It's like
then?
now it was so like it's
Yeah.
a good thing that she brought the movement out, but then like now she's
got
like
clipped, that's
she
why.
yeah
she got
exactly
clipped too. That's so
Yeah.
crazy how life works.
yeah that's
Man,
crazy.
My
what the
point, like
fuck?
everything nowadays, like
What's her
mass
name? That
media.
lady. Can you try to?
I'm look for that.
But
Okay.
I don't know. If you really feel like you need to talk to people, then talk to them. Human interaction. I don't think social.
Do you
media
feel
is
like
always the
a
best way to go.
17-year-old guy?
How many friends do you have on Facebook, Sam? Real friends.
real friends? Not a lot.
Like seriously,
Like that would show up to my birthday party?
Yeah, yeah.
Probably
Out of all
like
your Facebook friends.
like less than 10.
Me too. Me too. It's about that.
And
I might actually
10?
get like 15, 20, but no, who's
Oh yeah,
counting?
you think you could sell that much in your basement?
I think so.
That many tickets in your
In
basement?
my mom's basement, I could definitely get them. So no, if my thing is, it's like if you have really close friends, and
Asia
family-
Argento is her name.
Asia Argento. That sounds like a stripper name.
Yeah.
Okay, do you feel like a 17-year-old boy could really be a victim?
I didn't know
I
where that
didn't
question
know
was
you were
going. You
going.
really feel like a 17-year-old boy.
Could really be like
Okay.
a victim of? I feel like
Anybody could be a victim.
No, but okay, no, not just a victim, but like let's say you smash with your teacher. Are you really having PTSD? Like
No, you're not.
No,
You're not.
I don't
It's
know.
just, bro. It's a
Like,
social
I-
contract.
I-
It's social contract of like that we sign that you have to be a minor, and if you're a minor, then it's wrong. Which like I believe so, but a kid who's like 17 turning 18 and his teacher is like 25 and they had sex consensually, like the kid's not having PTSD. Well, the kid's a rock star. You know what I mean? And his high school, like it's what it is.
that's what I like to think, but maybe we're making the mistake of thinking that they all have the same psyche,
But it's the
reward
same thing-
system as
Would
we
you have
do.
ever
Maybe-
smashed your teacher?
No,
One of
I
your
know, but
teachers?
I
okay.
would have. But maybe not every guy is like that. Let's say that like out of 100 guys, like maybe 10
You?
of them are like.
I maybe had one or two. I would have, but I mean, like, okay, so if we do the same thing right now, if a 17-year-old girl wants to bang her
Oh, yeah.
25-year-old teacher,
Oh, then the man's in trouble.
the man's in trouble. But I mean, it's
No,
the
but
same thing.
I feel like he's
I
in
think
more
that's
trouble.
legal though. I
What?
think it's legal.
no, I don't know. I
Because
don't know.
apparently it's 16 with consent. I think that's.
Yeah,
the-
I know, but I don't think it's legal to sleep with like students and stuff.
Yeah.
No, yeah, probably not. Yeah, we don't even know what the rules are.
No,
to be
that's
honest.
pretty. I'm pretty sure that's
Teacher
pretty
and
illegal.
teacher and students is illegal. However,
Is legal or illegal?
It's illegal to
Illegal.
If you're a teacher, it's illegal to sleep with your students.
Right.
That's the bottom line, whatever the age. However,
but
in
wait,
Quebec,
wait.
it's legal to start a relationship if you're
With your
over
parents?
18. If she's 16, it's legal to start the relationship. Vice versa, if it's a boy and a young older lady, vice versa.
If she's
That's-
16, it's legal. If
Yeah,
but
the legal age is 16 here.
16, but I think there's a 5-year cap. Like if it's more than
If she's,
5 years
if she's
difference,
underage, it has to be under 5 years or something like that.
something like that. I think if she's 16, the max she could go is 21 or something
Isn't
like
it
that.
crazy that in certain
don't
countries,
know
like
the
the girl
details.
could be
No.
12 when she's getting married to someone she doesn't know?
Yeah, and that's wrong. But
Yeah, but that's such a huge
Yeah.
gap in culture. And
12 is fucked up. But like I was watching Ozark, right? You know the
you
series.
really asked me to charge your phone right mid
yo, it's at
podcast
like
right now, bro?
5%.
Okay, I was watching Ozark. Do you watch Ozark?
Yeah, I haven't watched the second season.
Okay, yeah. So the first season, okay, they actually sexualized the 15-year-old girl
Thanks.
there. The 15-year-old girl ended up smashing the guy with the nice boat.
Yeah, he was 18. Yeah, they did that.
So
She was 18 though.
No, she's like
no,
15
she was
in the show.
15, bro.
In the
She's-
show, she's 15, but in
Yeah.
real life, she's like 18.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
still,
In the show, they put that reality, but that
Yeah.
happens all the time, bro.
no, but exactly, but they sexualize it, so that you're kind of like promoting the idea that, you know, we sexualize 15-year-old girls. And I was talking to this girl that I was hanging out with, and she went to Japan. She went to Japan, and she told me that like all the pornos and all the waitresses and all the girls that are at the kiosks and whatnot and selling anime, they all
super
dress up in like
Yeah,
like
kid.
kid,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
really
It's true,
young
eh?
girl
That
vibes.
messes with your mind. Huh? Yeah, that's crazy.
And the girls, they approach you in a way of like being this lost child looking for direction, and they don't know what the word, like,
Yo,
you know what I mean?
that's weird.
Yeah, I know, it's fucking weird. And
I
she
can
was telling me
picture
this.
that.
She was like in Japan, and she was like, the culture over there is very like guys like they like little girls. Like
but
it's
isn't
a
there
thing, you
isn't
know?
there a ridiculous ratio in Japan? Like
Yeah,
there's
no,
too many guys.
Apparently,
Yeah.
the guys
Like,
are
way too
having a
many
hard time getting laid in Japan.
That's this that.
Yeah, no, but apparently, like the government is trying to like
Yeah, because there's
Make
not
it-
enough like reproduction or something like
yeah,
that.
like no one's
people aren't
reproducing.
having sex enough, bro.
In,
They're on the cyber thing. Cyber
But
games
it's- yeah.
strong over there, I guess.
in China, in China, there's the issue with too many guys versus how many girls
There's too many
But
girls.
in Japan,
No?
people don't want to start relationships at all. The issue is you have so many people that don't want to be starting a family and whatnot, that the government now is trying to figure out like what's causing the issue, quote unquote.
Pay me.
Right.
You know?
But the thing with too many guys versus girls, that's in China.
No,
You're
that's it.
confusing
You
the
have a
two.
kid,
In
oh,
China,
you
they
get
had the law with
$50,000
one kid per
something.
family.
Yeah, but why would they throw away the girl if there's too many guys? No.
No, back then
That
there
was
was
back
the policy of having only one kid per family. So what happened? You had to choose between a girl or a guy. The mentality back then was, I'm over generalizing, but essentially, a guy can take care of you at the end of the day, even if he gets married and successful and whatnot. A girl, she's gonna get married and leave you. So you
What
have
are we
one
talking
kid.
about now? We're
Uh,
talking
what-
about Japan, or we're talking about China?
We're just doing the comparison. He was asking essentially, why did we throw out the girls back then? And that's one of the big things. Essentially,
I
one
thought it
the
was just
guy.
because a problem of like mass population. So like girls would get thrown like for adoption or whatnot because they're able to reproduce more. So if you have just a bunch of dudes, then your population sort of stops growing.
Like right now. Okay, but I have a question for you.
Anyways,
Sam.
Okay, go.
So
thank
what do
you though.
Okay.
What do you
That
feel
clarification.
about this Drake and the girl from Stranger Things? Their little weird
Millie Bobby
relationship.
Brown?
Yeah, they text together, and then she says that they talk about he helps her with her boy problems. How weird do you? And he texts like they text each other. We miss you. Do you find that weird?
I didn't know
I had
that.
no idea that was going
me
on.
too. I
first of
didn't
all.
know. I didn't know that was happening.
If that is true,
Like she said it herself. She said like I text with Drake regularly. We text each other. We miss each other. And he texted. He says like, oh yeah, he helps me with my boy problems.
Okay. Let me ask you something.
Bro.
Okay. Let me ask you something. Let's say you're an artist. Okay. You're an artist. Okay. A lot of people look up to you, and there's this little girl actress that looks up to you, and like she's like,
That's what I'm
she's
saying.
like,
No,
she admires your
Yeah.
work. So
Yeah.
what type of relationship can you have?
no, you have like
with-
a father-daughter relationship, pretty much.
Yeah, but maybe it is like that. Maybe he's
Well,
just
that's
giving
it.
advice.
I
He's like,
agree.
yo, that boy, I think you should stay away from him.
Yeah.
And that that's not the right way to treat you or whatnot. Like,
Yeah.
what type
or
of
maybe it's just
relationship?
a little
Yeah,
text
but
like,
don't
oh,
you
don't
find it
worry about
weird?
that.
If he wasn't a celebrity and she wasn't a celebrity, and he
But-
was a 31-year-old man or 30-year-old man.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that
but would
dynamic
would
wouldn't
they be-
exist. It would just wouldn't exist. But then again, like
Might, but I mean,
What
it's
is, okay,
less
so let's say
likely.
you're a teacher.
Because they know each
You're
other
a
because
teacher,
they're
and
both-
one of your students is like, I don't know, always like leaves your class, whatever, and she's like 13 or 14, and then I don't know, she ends up texting you, asking you for advice and shit. Would you answer, or would you be like, this is like, nah, I can't. You can't do
But
this.
teacher-student relationship is different than what Drake and Millie Bobby Brown would have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
Like legally, but I get what you're saying. Like the age difference and
I find it
what's
weird.
going on. You find it weird?
I find it weird.
I mean, it could be a little weird, but I've seen much weirder, to be honest.
Okay,
it's like I find it's like grooming. It's like how what's her name? Celine Dion ends up marrying her manager.
I know no one ever says a peep about that. Eh?
But he was her manager when she was like
18.
Yeah.
When she turned 18, they started dating.
And when she turns 18, we love each other and we're dating. Or how R. Kelly ends up marrying Aaliyah on the low, but she was 14 and he was like 25. It's like all these weird.
they got married.
Yeah, Aaliyah
and R. Kelly.
Yeah,
No
R.
way.
Kelly married Aaliyah in a secret hotel. They got married, and then when her parents found out, they're like, "Yo, what's going on? What is this?" And then they like obviously she's 14. He wrote the song, her number one song. Age is nothing but a number. Isn't that weird?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is
I
fucked
know
up.
that.
But then again, like, man, it's just so weird that we have like this age where one day before it's not okay and the day after it's okay. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's such a gray zone, and like it's hard to pinpoint what's okay and what's not okay. There's definitely some things that are not okay.
Yeah.
But
I'm saying don't date anybody who's 18. Just wait till they're 19, and then well,
just
don't
a-
wait. I mean, just like if they're 19.
Yeah. People.
But
Just,
18, yeah, 18 is it's a possible. Like look at Leonardo DiCaprio. He's dating Camilla, whatever. She's like a supermodel, and she's like 18 or something.
bro,
or
at one point,
19.
age like it sort of just doesn't really matter anymore because let's say you base yourself on like life experience, especially in that life of fame and superstardom and all that, bro. Like a supermodel who's 22, 23, but she's been super famous for like 4 years, bro. You don't think that she's been around the world and seen way more things than your regular 18-year-old or your regular 24, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when you're
She's
same
grown.
thing with like Millie Bobby Brown and Drake. Let's say they're texting. Yes, I get it, she's really young, but bro, she's seen things. Like I've seen her in interviews as well. Like
She's mature.
She's not a fucking regular 12-year-old or 13 or 14-year-old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the way she speaks, it's like she's like
She speaks
a
better
mom,
than we
bro.
do.
It's just like what? Yeah, I'm like, what? Like, how are you acting this way? I guess
Okay,
like
but
she like has like she jumped her childhood, but I'm not saying it's right. But maybe Drake, they just have a different kind of conversations than.
So you're telling me
What
in
do you
4
think?
years, if
How old is she? How old is she?
14.
Okay.
So in 4 years,
Yeah.
if you would end up finding out that Drake,
Mm-hmm.
like she's 19 and Drake is dating Millie Bobby Brown, would you think back at all these years and be like, man, this was pretty weird? Did this just happen, or did this gradually happen?
No, he waited. He did the right thing. And if they date, that's a little weird. But I mean, if they smashed, I wouldn't be surprised. You know?
What?
no, not now, not now.
No, wait.
No,
what's
no, like in
taking-
5 years from now, when she's like 18.
Yeah, but if you date her, it's different. It's like what the hell? Like there's just huge gap in like.
Yeah, you were just
experience.
grooming, basically.
But if you just smash it,
It could be grooming, but
Bro,
then
didn't
again,
Drake said he smashed a girl that used to babysit him. But that
Yeah.
was years
Yeah,
later.
but that's
on some crazy shit. Yeah, he said that.
I guess it's true, because if right now if I would end up smashing a girl that babysitting me, I'd be like, yeah, she's 45, you know, and I smashed a 45-year-old. But
I feel like once it's legal and like everything is all good, you know, you get to choose who you wanna hook up with. Like,
guess.
she's 18, but she could do whatever she wants, you know.
yeah, that's true.
basically.
And at the same time, like we can't deny that guys like in general will like a younger woman than them, and men
Statement.
and
Some guys, I know a few guys that like older women.
Yeah, me too. I know a couple of guys. That like
I know guys that like older women, but guys, I feel like we mature, we become more successful, and we become more well-rounded, more emotionally mature as well as we get older, and we become more pouchon as time passes. I feel like
You think girls mature earlier? Is that what you're trying to say?
they do mature earlier, and it's always the case where the woman wants an older guy. Like it's
like in high
often
school, all
case.
the older guys had the girls, you know?
Yeah, and I remember being in high school and being like, "Yo, the girls in our grade, they want to date like
They're
the
all
guys that
dating
are
guys-
out of high school
Yeah.
that are grown, you know." And
I'm
and-
grown.
Yeah, it's like, yo, I'm grown too, girl. I did my homework this week. No, but
I didn't miss the bus once this week, girl.
Yeah.
Holla at me.
I sat in the front. Anyways, man, it's a crazy time.
Yeah, it is a crazy.
I gotta pee,
Okay.
but no, I'm
How many-
I'm gonna hold it in
What else?
because
You got
I'm
lined
not.
up here? Shoot 'em.
Okay, let's talk about something that you guys are grateful for.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay,
So
hold
you-
up.
Is this your,
Yo,
this is your positive segment?
how are we doing on time? How much time did we do?
It's like 1:30 right now.
What?
52 minutes.
Okay,
Oh,
no,
you
no,
go-
no,
you
no,
go-
no.
you guys are gonna have to
We
mix-
gotta keep going.
Oh yeah.
We gotta keep
How
going.
long are your podcasts usually? Because I watch every
Four
one
and a
of
half
them.
hour.
We're gonna be done by 6, so we're good.
No. I just have I have to visit an apartment at 4. That's
Yeah,
why
I
I
work
got
at
is it?
5, so I'd like to be in the West.
Yeah. Soon.
We could edit. You guys edit the shit out of this.
No, we don't edit shit, bro.
So
We-
this
like,
would be people know that I
Yeah.
need to go out in the West.
He
Like-
works
Yeah.
at Trois Brasseurs on des
I know.
Sources.
Like, bro, I mean, you have to put the content.
No,
People have
I'm
hard
not-
time.
I'm
People
not-
have hard time focusing on 1-minute videos.
I know, but
Yeah,
the
like,
thing about
you
a podcast is like you get to get a good feeling of who that person is and listen to them and slip up in the DM. I'm kidding. So on a scale, okay, you want to freestyle?
Yo, I don't know. I thought you gave me the sign. That was the.
You want to freestyle? Do it
No,
a cappella
I don't.
because me, I'm not in the mood to beatbox right now. So I wouldn't
I'm not gonna
beatbox for you.
freestyle.
No. I need to
But
drink
unless
if I
you
wanna
freestyle first.
man.
Yeah.
Okay, Connor or Habib? I know Tony follows all the sports, so she's very insightful about sports. Not kidding.
Connor or Habib?
Yeah,
We go for Connor, man. Fuck it.
Connor. It's next week. It's happening.
I took off. We're doing this.
Oh yeah, it's happening. Yeah,
Yeah, it's happening.
Where are you gonna watch it?
in the West probably.
At Manor.
It's correct. I have to call them. I should probably do that today.
Okay, let's wrap it up. Are you guys gonna tell me what you're grateful about, or you tell me what the ideal you would be doing?
Oh fuck. Okay, so we're jumping back to that question.
Yeah, because,
I thought you were
Uh,
gonna,
I
forget
thought we
about it.
forgot about that question.
Yeah.
What are we
Or-
grateful
or
for?
we
It's
could
always
talk-
like, oh, I'm grateful for this and that. Honestly, what am I grateful for? Friends, family. There you go. People who love you. That's what I'm grateful for. My best me is just someone who doesn't struggle, and all the ways of life. If it's mentally, physically, financially, emotionally, as long as I have that balance, I'm good.
What he said.
Yeah, what he said.
Tony's like, I do
I
not
second
open
that.
up.
You asked this question twice already.
Intelligible, because you guys don't answer me.
No, I
It's
mean,
like,
you
yo,
don't
little do we know
answer.
we're going to like
you go fuck yourself. No
See
kidding.
a psychologist. Sam the psychologist.
Sam the
Dr.
psychologist.
Sam.
Yeah. Sorry guys, this is a boom intervention right
Intervention. Boom. It's not a podcast. We haven't been recording. Tony,
Yeah.
tell us how you feel.
Intervention.
David, tell us
Boom.
how you feel.
Okay, do you guys want to tell your social media so people could follow you?
I want you to tell me what your best self is.
Yeah.
And if you say
oh.
Joe Rogan, I'm walking out this, this podcast
That's not what
right
I
now.
said. Listen, I just because I listen to Joe Rogan along with 100 million other people every month does not mean that I want to be him.
Okay,
I
so-
do get inspired by him and his work, and he's a great
Listen
conversationalist.
to Joe Budden.
You think I'm a Joe Budden?
No, listen to Joe Budden. Yo.
Okay.
Oh, yo, if someone's ready to scrap.
Yeah.
Oh, you think I'm a Joe Budden?
You just call me Joe Budden?
Yo, bro.
Bro, his podcast is killing it.
Yeah, no, he's doing well, man. He's doing well. Good for him. Yeah, I listen to that. I listen to The Brilliant Idiots. I listen to Charlemagne, The Breakfast Club.
Is it on Spotify?
The Breakfast Club? I don't think so.
No.
The Brilliant Idiots is, though. That's a podcast that he does with Andrew Schultz, a comedian.
Okay, yeah.
This is what I'm torn about. Okay, I feel like I could do well as a stand-up comedian, but I don't fantasize about becoming a stand-up comedian.
So
Now,
try it
do
out.
I pursue it or do I not pursue it?
Just try it out.
And
fantasize
also, I'm afraid of the anxiety that it's going to give me. I've been somewhat good at keeping my anxiety at bay. It's been like maybe a year or two. No, maybe a year, I would say. It's been a good year, a year and a half that I've been really good at like keeping my anxiety at bay. And I feel like doing stand-up will maybe reignite that, because you're like, oh fuck, I'm gonna go in front of all these people and try to crack jokes, and I don't feel like I'm on the spot funny. I'm more like it just happens. I say something stupid and people laugh.
That's the thing with stand-up comedy. Like, there's a lot more structure that goes into it than you
Right.
think, So, yeah.
no, I
you're-
know that. And
Yeah.
also,
No, I mean, like, for most people, so like, you could be a funny guy. I think you're a hilarious guy, and we laugh all the time. But like, it's not like you go on stage and kick it with all the whole crowd for like 2 hours and get lit and just.
Well, you don't have to necessarily do 2
jokes with them.
hours.
No, but you know what I mean. Like, you have 5 minutes to say your piece. If people don't find you funny, then you're not funny. Like,
There's
that if you spend 2 hours with Sam, most likely he's gonna make you laugh.
Oh, yeah,
Eventually.
yeah, of
You know what
course.
I mean?
But,
But
like,
5 minutes.
There's a bar near my
Quick.
place called Le Jockey, and every Monday they do stand-up comedy. It's in French.
Yeah.
So
You should go to an English one.
yeah.
no, I will. I think I have to try it.
Just do it.
I just have to try.
At least
it.
go, or else just go by yourself one day. Try it out when you're by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, like, if like
Don't
if you
bring
fuck
any
up,
boys.
yeah,
yeah, you
nobody
fuck
knows.
up, nobody was ever gonna know, you know.
Yeah.
It's just you.
And you could just talk about how you came by yourself. You know, it could be like your opening joke.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
to sort of
so
get it off
the
your
first
chest.
time I did stand-up comedy, I went to
Yeah.
a show by myself and I just bombed.
So guys, this is my first time, and like none of my friends are here because I really have this deep fear of my anxiety surfacing up. And then you just leave.
No, imagine I have this thing where I could like pretend to make myself pee, so I just stand up there and it's just starts leaking on the side of my leg, and then there's like this huge like little lake around me. I'm like, oh, I don't know what's
And
happening.
people are just like, you just act real awkward. You're like, no, I'm kidding. And you just
Yeah.
whip it
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
Like,
you whip
some
it out.
jokes.
Whip out what? The dick or the?
Oh,
No,
well,
the little pee thing. The little piss thing. And also like I feel like a lot of comedians deal with like depression and anxiety and shit, and like because a lot of the times when you're making people laugh, you have to be like self deprecating. Is that how you say
yeah,
it?
you have to like diss yourself.
Yeah, you have to like diss yourself and make fun of yourself. So I feel like if I had a comedy style, maybe I would make fun of myself a little, but not like the whole like bundle of my content would not be just that.
No.
Because I think eventually you're gonna be like, maybe I am a fucking loser. You know what I mean? And you're gonna feel like shit, and then you're gonna want to fucking.
I guess you have to see the funny thing in every shitty situation.
Yeah, that's what comedians do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think you have to study it too. Like a
Yeah.
lot of stand-up guys. Like I have a friend who recently started doing that, like stand-up comedy, and like amateur club and stuff and that, this and that. And he says, I listen to a lot of podcasts now, even like about the rap game and this and that. And I study a lot of like stand-up comedians and just see how, you know, they deliver a joke,
It's
to
just
how
the
they
structure.
exactly how do they deliver, how much time do they wait for between jokes, you know, let the
pause.
audience laugh, you know, the pause, exactly. So, and once you master that, like you won't be like I don't think it's like, oh, you'll hop on stage and
Yeah.
you're natural. I think
No,
it
it
takes
takes
a lot
time.
of practice
It takes
to
a
be
lot of
comfortable
time,
with that stage and with that mic. It's kind of like how you're getting more and more comfortable with the podcast here and there, you know. I don't think it'd be that difficult for you to make that transition, honestly. But,
All right. With that being said, we're gonna wrap it up. Do you have any questions for our lovely guests today?
How's the weather, guys?
oh boy.
Yeah. It's,
No. We're
yeah.
not gonna do that. He was joking. The
jokes.
weather's actually beautiful, so we're gonna step outside. I really wanna see what's going on out there. So
Alright.
we're gonna wrap it up. David Stroud, Tony El Salvador or Salvador.
Salvador.
Yeah, Salvador.
It's Anthony Salvador.
Anthony
Anthony Salvador.
Anthony El Salvador
No.
from Mexico.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening to Chimp Talk. I'm your host, Sam Afshapour, and we out of here.
You pew pew pew.